Hey there guys, what's going on, and welcome back to the Ultimate RTG. And in today's episode, we're going to be doing things a little bit different, okay? I don't usually post com, but I have so many updates to share with you. I've got SBCs that are completed, and when we get into our FUT Champs run, I want to speak to you guys about things that I've done personally that help me get better results and just provide some tips and tricks, okay? So if you like the sound of that, hit the thumbs up, it'll be awesome. I know that a lot of you just drop likes without even watching the video, so I appreciate it. And if you are new to the series, subscribe, because you'll help me close in on 300,000 subscribers before the new year. So thank you very much for that. But on your screen, as you can see, it is the main man. He is back, and it is Acuna. I absolutely loved him on FIFA 20. Like, originally he received that left back inform, and I took it upon myself to play him as a CDM, and I thought that he was insane. He basically resembled Kante, but just with better finishing. And then eventually he did receive the Footmas card and became mainstream. A lot of other people were interested in using that, and it was just a good solid card. So for me, this SBC was a no-brainer. I know that 170,000 coins, if you see that in front of you, maybe you'd question doing the SBC. But with us, like, we had fodder, and I don't like see that like monetary value. It's just like fodder items, and I was gonna do them anyway. Like, I even got like Rodri out of the pack, and he's 85 rated, so it's pretty solid. We got some coins back. But the really nice thing about these showdown cards, like Coquelin looks unbelievable, but for 250,000, ouch. Like, now I think he's a bit pricey, whereas Acuna for 170, and the ability to be able to play him as a left mid, center mid, CDM, and also left back is definitely a bonus right there. Even being brought off the bench, like, you know what I mean? It's a really, really nice card. But as we get into the FUT Champs run, I'll speak a little bit more as to what he's offering and what I feel like he's lacking right now. But if he does receive a +2, if Sevilla wins, god damn. And if both teams draw, I'm talking Villarreal and Sevilla, then they both get a +1, which is pretty nice. But I really want Sevilla to win it. It's on Tuesday at 4 PM UK time, so I'll be watching that and cheering for my new supported club. Oh dear, the party bag SBC, rubbish. Elvedi, awful. I think every single year, whenever they drop these party bags, I never get anything, and it's a problem, right? So useless. I opened like 20 for some other people when I was streaming, and I think our best player that we pulled was Verratti, which is kind of upsetting, you know, with the amount of like OP cards available, like a Bernardo Silva foot freeze. You've got a Mane in there, you've got the best road to the finals, Alphonso Davies, and in 20 you didn't see any of those. That's kind of worrying, all right? And if you're actually wondering, are they going to be bringing out more? Probably. Like, they're going to do everything that they can just before Team of the Year to entice you completing these SBCs. And it's worked. I've got to say, EA know exactly how to bait me in, because they are dropping some of my favorite cards on the game, and I really, really want them. But we started the night 7-0. I played a couple more games since yesterday's episode, and I've been feeling alright. Honestly, like the 3-5-2, I do still love it, and it's my best formation on FIFA 21. Somebody asked me, like, Fuji, why don't you go back to like this formation, that formation? Like, the reason why you're not doing as well is because you're playing with a 3-5-2, and no other players that are good on the game get decent results with it. That's such a bad way to view things, for real. Now, I'm not saying that I am so different to everybody else that plays the game, but to try and like mold your attack and the way you're performing around somebody else's like go-to formation is not right. And I can assure you that this formation provides a lot for me defensively and also offensively. And with Acuna, what I've noticed with the card is that his passing game is really, really strong. I've been playing him as a left mid, by the way. His stamina is basically perfect. His work rates are awesome for that role. He feels strong tracking back. The only downfall that I've noticed, and it's not really like a negative, is that comparing him to Ferland Mendy, all right? Comparing him to Ferland Mendy, after just having used that card, the speed on the track back isn't as effective. So let's say like your opponent gets past you closer to your goal, you might have some issues like getting back into position and breaking up the play. Whereas if you lose the ball higher at the pitch, you're going to have no problems because just the way the game is and the catch-up speed, he's going to be fine. But I really, really like him. And you'll see some goals. You'll see some assists from the guy. So I was very, very happy with that. But with the way we've performed, all right, I try to like drill it into my gameplay to take touches around the midfield areas. Obviously, like if you're in a position where you can quickly like 1-2 pass, that's fine. But with the way the game felt, you'll notice in my play that in some situations I have made an effort to take a touch, pass it off, take a touch, pass. And it really, really did help me out in a lot of these games. And Verratti scoring the goals, being in position, and I felt really strong defensively. And some of the opponents that I faced were really, really good. I'd have to say that in some games, I'm not gonna actually say that I got lucky. I'll have to be honest. It's more to do with like when you're against a good player and you get the early goal or you quickly catch your opponent out. You can play on that so much, and before you know it, your opponent is looking to change up his tactics. He's trying to like rush his play and get back into it, and that's what you use against them. So getting the early goal is just so important, and I tried my best to do that, and I was really pushing early in the match. And with Mbappe just being brought into our starting 11, what he's offered going forward is a completely different team. Like right now, I don't know if this is the second game or, well, the second game that you'd see. It's probably like, what, the 9th game, the 10th game. But what he offers with like Rashford, the openings, like I don't even really find myself doing that much in the midfield anymore. Like you don't, well, I don't feel like I'm doing too many step overs or anything like that. Like when I would be using Neymar, I pass it into his feet, go on a dribble run. Nah, it's just simple, like pass, move, find space. And a lot of these goals are pretty basic. One of the goals, though, towards the end, you're going to see, and it's a really, really nice one. But the majority are just, like, playing actual football. Like, not doing anything too outrageous, just finding our players, unless it's a nice little goal like that from Mbappe. Hey, no, he's been sick. He's been so, so good. But one bit of advice I want to give you as well is don't speak. And I know it sounds stupid, all right? But do not talk when you're playing Foot Champs. And what I mean by that is when you're just speaking with other people, you're already like either you're speaking about a certain topic or you're maybe commentating your own game and you're bringing it to light, right? So all of the good things as well as the bad things, and it can easily work against you. And I've noticed, right, over the years playing FIFA, whenever I'm off stream, I hardly talk because why would I talk? I'm not commentating my games. I'm not speaking to anyone. So it's just full focus. And even when the stuff goes against you, it's being pushed in the back of my mind. I'm not even commentating on it. I'm just focusing on what I'm supposed to do. And it 100% improves your game. So if you're thinking, yo, Fuji, how do I get better results? I'm just getting annoyed with the gameplay and I'm losing matches here and there. Stop talking. Focus on your game and drill it into you. Like drill that into your brain. And you will 100% stay more focused. Because I even noticed it myself, right? In this game specifically, I felt I was dominating the game. I had 1 or 2 chances that were half chances, but I still felt like we could have done a little bit better. And it was even the pass over to my right mid was a dodgy one from Virgil van Dijk. Now, my intention was to lay it, just a little pass over to my right back, but it bugged the ball. And then it just fired it over to my right mid. He was marked. And in the result of that, I conceded. But it was bad defending, though, overall. I could have maybe done a little bit better there. And then after that, I found myself, like, rushing my play. I got caught because I passed it from my goalkeeper to literally my opponent for a free goal. And being 2-0 down, after knowing that I was performing well in the match, was a little bit infuriating, right? But I kept calm. I didn't speak. I didn't commentate. And I just focused on what I was doing. And that was creating chances and eventually working my way back in the game to find myself 3-1 down. And then this is where it's the true test, right? To find somebody's character. What are you going to be doing in a game like this where it's the 70th minute, 3-1 down? And the change that I was really looking at was to go constant pressure, move my depth up to 4 and have, sorry, my width up to 4 and my depth up to like 7 or 8. And then I just knocked one up on the players inside the box, and it completely changed the game. Like, you'll see one of the goals, it was super, super scrappy, and like, I was just basically flooding my opponent. As soon as he got the ball in his defense, flood it. And we did get a lucky penalty towards the end, and we were able to bring it back to 3-3. And the outcome of this game, we just went on and we played our game, and we won it. So it's just keeping your focus, keeping your cool. That is really like the weekend league in a nutshell. Sometimes it is down to ability, but it's more to do with like just mindset and overcoming what EA throw at you. That's what makes a good player as well. It's not just how good you are, like doing step overs or building up a certain way, scoring consistently. It's really like just keeping your cool. And the game, I'll be honest, right? The gameplay was really, really weird yesterday. Like, when I wanted to play it fast, I wasn't able to do that. When I was wanting to, like, drop past players, it was, like, a little bit unresponsive. But I then just turned into a little bit more possession-based, passing around, taking my time. And it works so much better, for real. And that game was a dodgy one, but we pulled it around. And then the next one, we just started finding that rhythm. We found our flow again. And the attacks and just the space that we were creating, it's just unbelievable. You've got Acuna here making the run and just pushing on with his playmaking ability. And that's what I love with the 3-5-2, exactly those types of goals. So if you're looking to maybe try this formation, that is specifically what you're looking for. You work it down one side, you work it in between your strikers, and then the late run from either side that you've created, your left mid or right mid, will be there, available for either a shot across goal or to the near post. And I've got to give Verratti even more credit. I know I've been speaking about him a lot, but shout out to Verratti because he has seriously impressed me this weekend. I wasn't even going to use the guy, but I'm so pleased that I did. And as a right mid, I'm going to have to say, yes, it has worked. It's not perfect, but it's worked, and I would recommend playing him there. He just has the ability to get into positions and score goals. And well, you look at his stats, 95 attack positioning, something like that, which is kind of mad. So I'm not even shocked that he's able to do that. But with Acuna, he was getting on the score sheet. I do like his finishing, I've got to say, on his left foot. His right foot is what it is. But if Sevilla can just get that result, a +2 boost for 170,000 coins, what you're going to get, like over 90 pace, 90 dribbling, really good defending. And I believe that with this card, if you're wanting to play him as like a CDM or a centre mid, well, a centre mid defending isn't really that important. But if you're playing him as an out-and-out CDM, I think that he really does require this upgrade. So fingers crossed it goes down. Now, this game here was a little bit irritating, I must admit, okay? So we came up against a really nice team and a good player as well. I overcommitted there, and that's one tip I want to give you, boys. Whenever you feel like you're coming up against a good opponent, do not slide and overcommit into any challenge. And the reason why is because if you are against like a decent opponent, they will always look to do something extra. They never just like roll it across their body and then shoot first time. They always do the extra like cut back and then shoot. So you know that, right? So if you know that, don't commit. And I made a mistake and I got punished for it. And in this match, I couldn't find the back of the net. He had Mamo Neuer. I worked it really, really well. Unfortunately, the save. I had another half chance that I don't know if I've included in the clips. Then I find myself 2-0 down. I have a penalty that... well, you know me, right? Me and pens. How's that one gone? I've missed it. So that sucks. But he messaged me after the game and he said the scoreline wasn't deserved. And the reason why he said that is because at half time, I let the game get to me a little bit and I was just looking for an easy way out, turning into constant pressure, and it just didn't work. Against a solid opponent, he picked me apart and the game ended like 5 or 6-0, something mad like that. And I didn't even show you all of the goals because it's pointless. You can't learn from that. It's just I have no defense back and he's just counter-attacking me over and over and over again. But nothing against him, and for him to like admit to say like it was a close game, I appreciate that. And he was a good opponent and he deserved the result, so I don't mind. And that was like what, 14-1, and I thought, do I want to play any more games? Yes, I do, because I've been enjoying it. And I felt like overall we've been playing pretty well. So I didn't let that last result affect us. Went into this next game and it was just a complete domination. Like over and over again, just finding the goals, finding the way to score. And it was Acuna really with his assists, with his goals. And I was really, really happy with just how he performed. And it has been a while since we were 10-0, and it's been a very, very long time since we were 15-1. Now, I'm not going to promise anything, like we might choke the games, but you know what I mean? I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we will finish in like Elite 2 this weekend, but I found myself playing so much better off stream. And I know it's an easy excuse, like, oh, just because you're not doing well, you're going to say you've been streaming. Now, for real though, like my concentration levels and just how I build up, it's just a different vibe when I'm playing just on my own, not speaking. The concentration is just insane. But let's go back to the team. I want to show you the stats and yeah, just let you know like what tactics I've been using and maybe you guys can copy them. So let's go. 9 games, 2 goals, 3 assists. And he has been playing as our left mid, which is an awesome like return, really. Already 2 goals. His right foot, he did score a nice shot to the near post. But if you can get him on his left, I don't think you're going to have too many problems if it's one of those like generic angles and pretty much every player scores. If you're trying to do a little bit too much with him, he probably will miss with 67 finishing. But the speed, the passing, the dribbling, a little bit of defending, and then that stamina, even playing him as an actual left back, I think he's fine. But if I were to use him there or use him in a CDM position like I explained, if you could get another +1 or +2 boost, like seriously, a +2 boost on this card is going to be absolutely nuts for the price. Please, Sevilla, come on, man. Just win. Like, I've checked the recent results. Villarreal have been drawing like pretty much every single game. And Sevilla have won some, drawn some, and lost some. So, oh, come on, please find a way. And outside of the foot is really, really handy. So this is the tactics that I've been running. If you guys are interested in the 3-5-2, continuing with the 3 width. Sometimes I play better on 4, but 3 just, I think it suits like what I want to do at the start of games. And then 4 depth, I think is just standard. 4 width, maybe some people like are a little bit confused with this. I just prefer it when my left defensive or right defensive mid come over to like hug the touchline sort of thing. Like they get closer to me when I want to go down the line. And then 5 players inside the box I think is really important to get the left mid and right mid in a good position. So maybe that will help you boys out if you want to use that formation. But tomorrow we'll be back. And if you want to see more post-com, like in the weekend league foot champs, because I know that some of you actually watch my streams, so it feels like you're just watching like a repeat sort of thing. Whereas if you want me to give you a proper insight as to how I feel in certain games, how I'm approaching them, let me know if you want to continue with this post-com. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like and I'll see you on the next one tomorrow, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, whenever I upload. Team out. Peace.